Hey RV family, keep it high, keep it tight. My name is J Morse, the Review Guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one I'm going to be covering the new Ozzy Osbourne record entitled ØRD NARY MAN. I think you can tell by my tone this is going to be different. Usually I'll pack some witty remarks throughout. I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. For the most part, this video is unscripted because I feel like it needs to be. I think it has to be because this album hit so differently for me that I'm starting to tear up already. The Prince of Darkness, legendary Black Sabbath frontman and very acclaimed solo artist as well, Ozzy Osbourne. If you count some of the prior work he did before Black Sabbath in the 60s, the dude's been at it for nearly 6 decades. And through those 6 decades, he's seen things. He's been through things. This dude's been through the ringer. I'll try my best not to tear up or choke up during this, but I'm a little scared by this record. Obviously, he had that stint where he started taking drugs and alcohol again in the early 2010s, and he supposedly got sober, but he got diagnosed with Parkinson's and decided to go to Switzerland to seek treatment, canceled a huge leg of his tour, and for anyone that knows anything about Parkinson's, it's long-term, it's debilitating, it breaks your body up one by one, and eventually it kills you. It seems like the cherry on top of the cake that has been Ozzy's hectic life to get this fatal disease. It reminds me a lot of David Bowie's album Black Star, which if you do know anything about that record, it was David Bowie's swan song. It was filled to the brim of songs of him accepting he was dying, and he died pretty much right when it came out. Fingers crossed, I don't think that's going to happen with Ozzy, but at the same time, these lyrics are full of introspection, and I'm not sure if it came prior, after, or during his diagnosis period, but either way, it's evident. I'm going to read quite a few different lyrics in this review and kind of highlight that, because like I said, this review is just a lot different, because I will get out of the way from a production standpoint. A lot of times when you get the more heavy metal tracks, those oriented tracks usually have more of a sludgy production style, a little bit of almost a lo-fi style that is reminiscent of a lot of stoner rock bands and stoner metal bands, acid rock bands, psychedelic bands, not too unlike what you would have gotten from Black Sabbath's 70s and 80s output, or any of the countless bands that decided to take inspiration from them. And the thing about the sound of this record is I don't want to seem like I'm completely ignoring this record. It's just I do believe that from an enjoyment point of view, the poignancy of the lyricism and of the thematic elements of this is just much more appealing and much more fresh than the instrumental palette. And you have the extremely hectic and chaotic track It's a Raid with Post Malone. These crusty, distorted, freakishly devilish riffs do recall classic Black Sabbath. And that comparison is not so far-fetched when you really consider the fact that Ozzy himself said this was a lot like Black Sabbath's debut. That is an apt comparison in my opinion. It wasn't just a hype tool to get people excited. It genuinely does have the production style, the hazy production style, the heavy production style that that album boasted. The track ØRD NARY MAN with Elton John, I think it was an amazing collaboration. I liked Elton John's input. But a part of me wishes it was just Ozzy, because there's something about some of these lyrics. I just want to read this bridge and chorus. Don't forget me as the colors fade. When the lights go down, it's just an empty stage. Yes, I've been a bad guy, been higher than the blue sky, and the truth is I don't want to die an ordinary man. I've made mama cry, don't know why I'm still alive. Yes, the truth is I don't want to die an ordinary man. It's obviously a meta-commentary about his fame in the first verse. And on a track like Goodbye, the messaging is so haunting. The crowd is still waiting. I took my final bow. It's over, so over. Too late to turn back now. I'm sorry, so sorry. I gave my life a try. Forgive me, I didn't say goodbye. Did you hear it? Purgatory, not afraid to burn in hell. All my friends are waiting for me. I can hear them crying out for help. Don't be fooled by this record. Through some of the more heavy instrumentation, there is such a somber, sorrowful messaging that runs runs rampant throughout this entire album. Now, with that being said, even some of the more classic Ozzy Osbourne tracks are delivered with this fine wine voice. Tracks like Straight to Hell and Today's the End are great examples of that, with sludgy guitar chords and a fairly simple pattern but an infectious quality to them, and Ozzy's raspy kind of up high in the register, like way past the larynx type range. But the fact that the dude has probably taken every drug on the planet, has fought substance abuse, has really had a rough life, and is over 70 years old, his voice sounds as good as it ever has. I mean, dare I say, even past the fact that this is a very emotionally heavy record, it's probably my favorite solo album from Ozzy in a while. But don't get me wrong, some of the, like I said, classic Ozzy songs are also delivered with this sorrowful messaging to them. I mean, this is probably going to be the last time I read lyrics, but on Under the Graveyard, today I woke up and I hate myself. Death doesn't answer when I cry for help. No high could save me from the depths of hell. I'll drown my mind until I'm someone else. Don't take care of me, be scared of me, my misery owns me. I don't want to be my enemy, my misery owns me now. This dude is sad. He's depressed. He pretty much puts it on full display. It's like this record is a culmination of every stepping stone that led him up to this point. And after all that he's been through, to see him going through this illness and to see him facing it with just so much broken emotion is just harrowing. And like through the production, it's the type of production that built this man up to make such great music. And through this darkness, through this struggle, he's filtering these negative emotions and these sorrowful emotions, laser focused on them, and just puts them on full display for everyone to witness alongside these tracks that on the surface just seem like fun heavy metal and rock songs. This feels like a swan song. So many tracks on here feel like he is basically saying, well, I tried my best. And more so, it's that connotation, that tone that just breaks my heart, of the feeling of, I tried my best and I failed. He has not failed. He has not failed at all. And on this record, it doesn't only feel like a celebration of his life and a reason to rejoice to some degree, it's also just a big middle finger to the earth that has constantly caused him to have to just trudge through, and he's just never given up. He's fought his drug abuse, he's fought his alcohol abuse, he's fighting Parkinson's disease, he has been through so much throughout his entire life, and he's never started creating because that's the will of a true artist. So many people forget, and I understand there's the whole study of, well, like, I hate it when people say that disproportionately musicians and painters are often have a higher chance of having depression, anxiety, or having more mental illnesses. There is a damn reason for that. It's because that they filter those negative emotions through an artistic measurement to try to make themselves feel better or to otherwise vent their frustrations, because usually when someone has to go through that struggle, they're having more of a trouble just talking to someone as opposed to just venting it in their own confinements, in their own way, in their own artistic evaluation of their own feelings. Because it's so much easier to put it down on paper, to put it in a song, to put it in writing, to put it in whatever, than it is to just face-to-face say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Tip of the hat to Ozzy. Because whether he ends up sitting at the end of the world in Cataclysm, smoking cigars and cockroaches with Keith Richards, never dying, never kicking the bucket, living to frickin' 200 years old or whatever, or if he's taken from us way too soon enough, I think that this record is really, really good to end on. Because even if it's not legendary in the aspect of it's the best from an instrumental point of view, it's really good from an instrumental point of view. It boasts that classic sound, and more importantly, those lyrics, I just can't stop listening to tracks like Ordinary Man and just feeling my heart break when he's just yelling out the refrains of "and it was all for you." So, Ozzy Osbourne, a legend. He is shit, I'm fucking tearing up again. This is genuinely the first review I've ever done where I've just gotten overcome with emotion so many times, numerous occasions. It's like this album, to some degree, is draining. So a tip of the hat to Ozzy. A tip of the hat to all he's done for music. A tip of the hat to his life. Please support him. Please support this album. Go stream it. Go buy it. do whatever you can. And hopefully this won't be the last time we hear from him. I'm gonna be giving this album an 8 out of 10. And that is a wrap. Have you heard this new Ozzy Osbourne record, Ordinary Man? If you have, let me know in the comment section below. Did you have a different interpretation of it? Maybe you hated it. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to join the review family today. And smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is. My name is Jamie Morseler, V Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.
Go ahead, live your best life.